Well, I planned on lecturing in Cambridge this morning, but my flight was delayed, so I suppose I can take time to educate the ignorant masses that we seem to have around here. Alright, welcome to Poetry for Peasants. The unenlightened come to be graced with the gift of knowledge from the divine hands of yours truly. One question I am often asked is the difference between poetry and prose, the just everyday speech and storytelling method that we're used to. So I guess I'll have to dumb it down for you by using an extended metaphor that you ignorant masses or peasants will be able to understand. Now, try to stay with me while I explain this to you. So, imagine poetry as a book. You open it up, you begin your story, and you're presented with the basic structure, but it is yours to do what you wish with it. You can take the characters and make them anything you want. You can take the scenery and make it as beautiful as you want. Now take that same story and now it's a movie. On the movie screen, it's no longer yours to do what you wish. The characters are given to you, the scenery is given to you, and your mind cannot go places with it. Now the movie is the prose. It's guiding you, showing you, and getting you to a destination. While the book is poetry, endless possibilities, imagination, going places you never thought was possible. Do any of you know the difference, or rather the difference between the four types of experiences that poetry brings you to? Do any of you even know the four types of experiences? Physical.
Emotional. Mental.
Alright. Well, any proper scholar knows that poetry presents itself through four types of experiences: intellectual, emotional, sensual, and imaginative. Alright, you Neanderthals, let's talk about the intellectual experience. It tempts the mind. Poetry does indeed have rhyme and reason to it. It has facts or reasoning to back up its claims. The intellectual experience is meant to challenge the mind so it can better experience the other three facets of poetry. The emotional experience appeals to the soul. It seeks to help one appreciate the poem for its thought-provoking point of view, and thus help a body leave with a better understanding of what the poem tries to invoke inside of the person. Now, when any of you dull tools read poetry, do you feel like you've been changed, or do you feel anything has been invoked inside of you?
Confusion.
The other two experiences, imaginative and sensual, work hand in hand to make the poem real to the reader. The imaginative facet allows readers to interact with the poem on a heightened sensual level, and the sensual experience describes and makes real what is the imaginative. Let's walk and talk. Come with me while I aim to explain the central purpose of a poem. Now, the central purpose of any decent poem varies, but usually it aims to convey an experience that will broaden one's perspective. In its phrase, the poem's mechanisms, the four experiences, for those of you that forget quickly or seem to have amnesia, are a means to an end. They leave you with an understanding of the world the author describes. However, as is the problem with this generation, you simply do not have the time or attention span to appreciate a poem fully. You desire a quick guide to deliver you the answers, although I obviously surpass you in all terms of, mental capacity. I remember what it was like to be a student, so I suppose I shall inform all of you. Press for time. One must read quickly and thoroughly. This can be achieved through reading multiple times for the understanding of the content. one must also pay close attention to what they are reading. I know that could be a problem for all of you, but you have to really try to not lose focus. Let the poem overtake you. Finally, that's all we have time for today. I hope all you Chromagons understand the fine art of poetry, as brief as our discussion was. Cheerio.